as I go through the city this morning on another excursion, another assignment within the city of Toronto. I am downtown, and I would just take you to a few spots and sightseeing a bit on some of the major. Hello, welcome, Chefila. How are you doing this morning? I am just going on a little excursion this morning. Welcome. All is well, my dear. Thanks for asking. How are you doing? I am downtown this morning. I got up in very high spirits, and I'm still in high spirits because, when the testing and so come up, you have to recognize you are doing good. Awesome, my sister. God is good. And it's a beautiful day. It's a bit snowing, but it is a great day, and I would give thanks, and thank you for joining. So I am downtown, and as you see that huge figure, this is Winston Churchill. He was Winston Churchill. He lived from 1874 to 1965. His fight and leadership inspire free men to fight in every quarter of the globe for the triumph of justice and liberty. Presented to the City of Toronto by Churchill Memorial Committee, aided by the generosity of Henry R. Jackson, OCK STJQC. So this is just, I don't know if you may have heard, or for those who would look and probably would have heard of Winston Churchill, right? This is just a memorial set up and a sign in part of the city in memorial of the things that he did in Toronto, the world, and it's a very popular name. You have Winston Churchill. So as I move on, I would take you out to another part. This is we at the back of what we deem as we are going now to the front of what you call City Hall. And City Hall is where the operations of the municipality is done, and there is work and other business operation of the city is conducted in this space. So as we look, you see, a little, what I call it, some would say snow, but I would see it as light flurries because it can get much heavier than this, right? So this year this is the Nathan Phillips Square playground, and it's closed off now to the public because it's approaching winter. So of course the slides and the rides and the other parts of it, it's barricaded or blocked off from public use because it would require maintenance. Hawaii Comedy, welcome to the live. I am downtown Toronto, and I am just showing some of the sights and the sounds of what is happening within this part of the city. And as I mentioned earlier prior, I showed the Winston Churchill monument and the memorial that was set up in his honor in this place. Then here, this is another globe of some kind sitting here. Means something. I'm not seeing any inscription to be able to read. Okay, it says, this is presented to the City of Toronto by Nathan Phillips, Mayor of Toronto, from 10th 1955 to not clear what is there. I'm seeing something with 1962 in appreciation of the opportunity to serve. So this place here is what we call like part of the Nathan Phillips Square. So I'm going to show you some of the sites, some of the things that you would see, and welcome everyone, even those who haven't made themselves visible. I do appreciate you showing up, and I say welcome. So I'm bringing you now to this little spot, and there is always a little fire burning. And I always look at it, when I visit this place, and I see the fire. It reminds me of, how we always have to keep our fire burning for Christ. We have to do the things that is required of us. And here always, you see the little flame? This is always burning in this place, no matter the weather. In the summer, in the winter, we always have this little fire. And I hope you can see it as I come, a little closer and show it off. And I'm in this little place, lovely little place, sights and sounds, and little features of the city. You see those huge buildings on this side of town, right? You just sight, beautiful sight to look at, beautiful things to view. The trees appear as all vacant of the leaves. However, it's the season change. And of course, it is anticipated and expected at this time. So we are in the Great Nathan Phillips Square area as I take you around just to see some of the beautiful sights of some of the monuments. Despite it's not very cold because it has snowed. It would get colder as the day progresses. But currently, I would not complain. And so we have this other monument looking at us from here, right? And we have this beautiful city landscape, beautiful spot. There is people in the city. Welcome, Zell. Interesting voice, musically. Welcome, Zell. How are you? XCL. Instead of saying Excel, say Cell, Excel. So I just take you along the beautiful city because I was here on an errand where I was a little tested today and tempted at the same time. But I know God is proud because the test, what I was planned to be tested with, I did not succumb to it. And this is my waiting season, and I am willing to wait because I know his plans are good and there are greater things in store and greater things ahead. So despite it's a little bit, snowy, but it's a great day, an awesome day to do some sightseeing around the beautiful city of Toronto. And look at this, view or this creature. Look like a turtle, of course, sitting poised on this great stand, magnificent by this pond. So it is said it is Bishop Hawthorne Hall, and there's a list of names and a list of things and what it represents. But as I mentioned, it snowed, so of course some of the inscriptions are not valid, quite clear. You cannot see them properly, but we will still enjoy and appreciate and take in the things that we can, right? And I'm showing you around. This is a canoe out here. So we have this canoe out in the open. It's a nice area, a nice space that one can take some photos. There is a few sits, but it's too cold, of course. So I would not even dare to entertain the thought of sitting. But there are some brave hearts who will be willing to and would dare. So here I am in the city. This is the great city hall ahead of us in all its splendor there. And then I'll take you to some other little sites around Nathan Phillips Square. as I take you. Welcome, welcome everyone, even those that are not visible. Also, you tend to come in the Nathan Phillips Square and do skating. So I will take you to the skating ring in a few as we walk along the path. And these are some of you would hear some beautiful songs. I may have to take off the volume for a bit because I do not want to face any copyrights issues. So in a little bit, when I get closer to the signage, I would, it would be, welcome, welcome Jamaican Queen. How are you doing today, my dear? I came, or as I was saying, I'm just taking you all on a stroll with me. I came to the city to do something, and when I got there, I was told the wrong document. I need to get X and X done, and all that missing is a signature. And I was tempted, you know, to do something, but I know it was just a test, and God always wins. So as I said, this is outside City Hall, and it's a municipality building. You people get married here. This is a place where local business operations and zoning and other important things. Welcome, welcome, Auntie, are done in that part of the city. So for copyright issues, I would be on silent for a bit as I show you some of the things. So I would go silent for a bit, but I would show you around some of the sites. Welcome everyone. Welcome to the live. It's a little bit chilly, but it's bearable because I am dressed warmly and I take the opportunity to welcome everyone. I am at Nathan Phillips Square. That is in part of the city. I had to take off the music, the mic, because there were music playing on the skating rig. So there were people skating, families and people school break and everything for the holidays. So there were music in the background. So I had to mute in order to not get a copyright infringement. So hence the reason for a bit there we heard no sounds. So some of the buildings, as you see, they are big, huge, because we are in that part of the city where it's the Nathan Phillips Square. It's always bustling with events and different opportunity. And this year is a monument. It says, equal before the law. Equality rights are guaranteed by the Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms. This work of art has been made possible by the generous donation of the Advocates Society. Sculpture by Eldon Garnett, 2012. So we're talking about, you see, this huge, and on top there is a huge lion at the top. So this is just showing you some of the huge buildings and the major sites of the city on a little flurry like day. Hope everyone is doing and staying well wherever they are. It's a beautiful day today, and we always have to give thanks, and give praise to God for what He has done. Every day we on this earth, another day to live, another day to make changes, another day to be with your loved ones, another day just to have life and have life in abundance. No matter what you face today, just giving thanks for life is very important. And we always have to be grateful. No matter what the life may look like now, it will change. So we just appreciate the time that we have, on this earth, because it's another day to give thanks and be grateful for the opportunity. In front of me here is another monument or sculpture. It says the Frederick G. Gans QC Memorial. It is a sculpture by Mayon Kantaroff, dedicated to an advocate of human rights, funded by relatives, colleagues, and friends. It was dedicated June 26, 1980. So this represents the human rights, opportunity. And so we are also in an area downtown where you have the City Hall, as I said, that does the local municipality operations of the city of Toronto. And also, when I go out from here, there is also the court. So the civil court, other aspects of, they handle some aspects of criminal court. And that's the area that I am in today. Downtown, that's the area where I'm showing you off today. And it's a beautiful city, a lot of monuments and a lot of things to see, and just appreciate, right? So as I show you some of them, and some of them has the inscription of what they are and what they represent, right? But because this lady here, because it had snowed earlier, so this one here is freedom of expression. The Canadian Charter of Rights and Freedoms guarantee as a fundamental freedom that everyone has freedom of thought, freedom of belief, opinion, and expression. This work of art has been made possible by the generous donation of the Toronto Lawyer Association in celebration of the 125th anniversary of its founding in 1885. The sculpture by Meline Hilton Moore at 20, copied right 2020. 2012, sorry. This year is an expression of freedom of expression. Okay, so this is another big and interesting monument sitting here. So we're gonna go through this underpass area in here, where I'm gonna be going out to the street. But before that, I would show you the court system and the monument. You may hear the sirens in the background because we are in the city, and every minute you would more or less be hearing something. It's a big and busy city. Okay, so this is another big building here. This is a Canadian Life Insurance building. That huge building here ahead of us. On this side here, you would see some figures in the distance there. I would read what this plaque says. It says the University Avenue. So now we're on University, what we call University Avenue in Toronto. So University Avenue, Arears. In this site stood the University Avenue Arears, the home of famous Toronto regiments of the Canadian Army and the center of military activities in Toronto from 1891 until it was demolished in 1963. A spacious riding school and gun park erected shortly after the main structure made it the largest armory building in Canada. Here, many thousands of volunteers were enrolled in times of national crises and formed the armories. They marched out to fight the country battles in South Africa, the First World War, the Second World War, and Korea. So this is what this place is about. It now holds the sitting of the courts here in Toronto. But they give you a breakdown of what it stands for and what was represented at that time. So here again is another beautiful sightseeing aspect of the city. And we at the courthouse at 361 University. So this is the Toronto Courthouse. Right? That's what this huge building here is. Right? So in front of us here, it says, these are pillars of justice. So that's what this here represents. The pillars of justice. So here is Courthouse 361 University. So this is the courthouse, and erected here are what you call the pillars of justice. It says the people of our community participate in the legal system of serving on the jury. We are the pillars of justice, right? So this is the missing pillar. Invites you to imagine that you are the 12th juror. So this year, hello Cross Fam, pull up. You know, I need you to sing a song for me, Cross Fam. So this year is the Courthouse 361 University. Cross Fam, I'm trying to get them to put some sanctions on you singing, you know. So I came, but I was told this is the young man freedom of rights and expression. So there is nothing I can do about it, okay? So I just have to, you know, bear with it, okay? So here, as I said, this is the pillars of justice, and there is one missing. If you look here, you would see Yes, I came to try through to Crossum. I try. I came to the courthouse, but I was told wrong section. And even though this young man has, as I read the plaque before, he has freedom of expression, and therefore he's operating in his freedom, and so I can't even try to file. Yes, so here we have what you call the pillars of justice. And as they mention here, one is missing. And as they represent, as I read again, they say the people of the community participate in the legal system by serving on the juror. And I know sometimes some of you may have served on juror, doing juror duties before, but I never served as a juror. And they said, we are the pillars of justice. So yes, I realized, so that's what I was told, so I just had to forget that Crossum. So instead I went around Nathan Phillips Square, showing the skating, showing some of the monuments, and just, walking through the city. So as a pillar of justice, so they say the missing pillar here invites you to be the 12th. So you would be the one to come to serve on the jury, because they believe in the pillar of justice, and here you can serve as a juror, which I never had the opportunity, and I'm not really seeking to at this stage. So this is the courthouse. So as we move on, I will just show you some of the other buildings around the city. It's a nice day today. Very nice day. Despite the little flurries or what you call snow on the ground, it is a nice day. So we give thanks and we give praise, right? So this is the Toronto courthouse map. So it tells you what is here, what it represents, and it just gives you a little write-up of the things and the scenes, right? So this is it around the city here as I make my way, out of the city. Yes, so as I mentioned, be thankful for the day. Despite whatever the day brings, we ought to give thanks. We have to be thankful, because tomorrow is not promised to us, And I, just faced one of I would say a major, but I faced a little test a while ago. And I know my God is proud of me, because the enemy tempted me. The head sanitation nation, I was tempted a little bit to sign a document myself that one signature was missing. And, I said, it is a reason why God wants me to wait. So I'm saying this to say, do not follow the crowd. When it's your time, it's your time. When it's your season, it's your season. No one would be able to stop you. No one can do anything when it's your time. However, I have come to recognize, that something major is on the way. So the testing and the tempting has intensified immensely. But I will not be disturbed. I would press on, I would press on, because I know God's plan for me. Sometimes we ought to wait. I got the word endurance, There's some things that I have to endure. It's my walk, my calling, my purpose, and don't let anything or anyone, this season or any other season, come to move you off from your course. This here is the Ontario Court of Justice, Toronto. This other building in this section. Don't let anybody come and, take away this from you and rob you of your peace and your joy and your walk with God. You ought to steer the course, because this is what is required of you. This is what would get you to where you ought to be, and I just press on, and I'm reminded that it may be as a delay. God have a delay why this one signature, is needed, and holding up the process But I thank God. I thank God, because you never know why he allow it to happen, right? That I totally miss, and this thing takes a while to do, but endurance. He sometimes give us, he give us what it takes to endure, right? And if he wants you to endure something in a particular season, you got to endure, and don't let any temptation and any little thing come to move you out of your purpose and your destiny. And I'm grateful, and we also have to be grateful for all life brings in every season, right? And I'm so thankful, and I'm highly favored. You too are highly favored. And in this season, be mindful. Please remember your expectation, manage your expectation this season, right? What you expect from another person, you got to manage your expectation. What you expect is not what you would get. And you would have to be okay with that. Because a person can only give to you what they have. And sometimes they don't have to give to you. So you may not get closure. You may not get an apology, but you ought to be okay with this and manage your expectation. You may expect this, and that is not the responsibility of the other person to give you your expectation. It's their whatever you do in your course. The hospitals are not also very far. So with the ambulance, I had to pause for a bit to let the ambulance. Yeah, any day, moving with the flow. My brain not working this morning. Listen, rebuke that thought. Your brain is working well. It may not be today. It may be different than another day for different reasons, right? But it is working well. It's working according to your period that you are in currently. So take back that, right? Your brain is working very well. But it's just that today, based on what you are doing and your expectations for the day and your plans and different things for today, it is a little different, right? So always, we, speak life, and say, the things are a little different or slower today. So just refrain that. I know what you mean. Jamaican Queen, I get where you're coming from, but I look at life like that, in spite of when things would not go the same way every day. Things wouldn't be the same, situations would not be the same. Our bodies, that's what it's telling me, that our bodies are different sometimes from day to day, right? And so we have to accept it and move with the flow, right? But we don't try to verbalize some of it sometimes, So this is what the mission is here today. So I just turn it into a sightseeing operation where I come to share with my wonderful people the city and the part of the city that I was walking around and being around today. So what I may consider a sort of disappointment, it was an appointment, right? So it may appear not what I would have liked and not what I would have allowed to happen, but we ought to learn to manage our expectations and also seek deliverance for our mind, right? Because our mind is a powerful thing. And so the enemy always come to battle with us in that area most of the time, right? So from your mind, it influences your thought. Then your thought pattern run down to your words. And then in your word, you act. And then sometimes the action is not what God would require or expect from you. And that's when you sin, right? So my expectations today, I had to manage. my expectation as always, and I also had to understand that what I expect from another person is not the problem of the other person. It's me to manage my expectation so that I do not disrupt my thought process, and which is my mind. So you always remember, work on your expectation. In this season, we have to manage, because a lot of people, I don't celebrate, but there's a lot of people. Welcome, welcome, Unfiltered Maria and Ina Beauty and everyone. Hope Jamaican Queen Holder, everybody is doing well. So we ought to manage our expectations also this season, because a lot of people may be expecting different things. They may be requiring different things, but your expectation is not the business of the other person. It's yours. So manage your expectation. Control the functions of your mind, because it is important. We need, for God has not given us a spirit of fear, but He has given us power, love, and a sound mind. So focus on your mind. This here is a dog that is guiding the owner, because he's a little differently abled. So the dog would walk, with him leading and guiding him on his pursuits. And the dogs, when you see them like that, sometimes they are licensed because they serve as a medical aid. So in Toronto, like in Canada here, dogs serve this purpose to their owners, where they are used to guide them when they are differently abled, or if they are facing some medical situations. They would have a dog as part of the healing, as part of the recovery process. And it is covered sometimes through different services to aid the owner in that pursuit. So it is at this juncture I would end the live for today. And as I say to each and every one of us, manage your expectations now and always. What you expect is not the business of the other person, right? So manage what you expect. People can only give what they have and what they are willing to give. You may not get the apology. You may not get the closure you seek. You may not get the respect that you so think that you need and desire. But we ought to understand, in spite of, we have to move on. In spite of, we are responsible for how we deal with each and every situation, right? And that doesn't say that you excuse people for sloppiness and, people would just get away with nonsense. And so, no, that is not what I am saying at all. But what I am saying, we got to move on. We need to heal. We need to thrive. And so with God, all things are possible. So you manage your expectations. You control your mind, your thoughts, your word, and your deed, right? And God will do the rest. He alone serves. And as I would always say, and what my mantras are, you would reap exactly what you sow. So when you sow positivity, you would reap positivity, of course. When you go out there hurting another person, being abusive, and so you would reap in God's timing. And as I read this plaque here, it says, believing in the promise of the future and in tribute to the builders of the past, New York Life Insurance Company, in its centennial year in Canada, dedicate this building to the community service of Canadians, 1858 to 1958, right? So with God, you believe in His promises for you and your future. And as I head here now, just heading along, where I would go down to the subway, leaving the city, this part of the city, for another part of the city. and just be encouraged. Be grateful for every moment, for life is fleeting and tomorrow is not promised. So be encouraged today and always walk your own course, walk your own path. Let God be your guide always. Let Him be your point of reference and your solace and strength, right? And with this, we entered to the subway. At this point, there are some parts of the subway that you tend to get service, but this live will end shortly as we proceed to that part. And hello, Hope, welcome, thank you. So I hope you are doing good and all is well with you this morning or this afternoon, wherever you are at this point, and whatever stage that you are at this point. We give thanks and we are grateful. So as I mentioned, I have moved from the city center, that part of the city, and I'm moving to another part of the city. And it was at this juncture that I would end the live as we go to the subway. I think I can go on the tracks, almost to the track area on the lower platform, I'm thinking. But just in the event that the live cuts off, be encouraged and manage your expectations, because what you expect from another person is not the responsibility of the other person, but it's only yours, right? So remember that and be thoughtful about that as I move from one part of the city to another part. So this is the downtown subway where we take, you tap, and you head to the trains.
Hi, you just have to walk out. Hello?
Yeah. So where we take the trains and you move down to the lower level where we head out of the city. So this is it. We're on the subway heading to the train. Did I select the right place? I'm hoping. Because I tend to just move on. And then after I'm like, okay, am I going the right direction? I would think I'm taking my chances. Okay? And you would be. So this here, we're going to. Okay. So I am at St. Patrick. The next is it Queen's Park? So St. Patrick. So we're going to Queen's Park next, are we here? Okay, and then I come right. So this is the subway, guys. Look at this. You have gotten the green light. So proceed with the green light. So whatever it is that you're seeking for in this season, you seek God and you proceed. So I am on the subway as I head to another part of the city. And this is one section, right? And this is another part of the city. This is the subway. And we are down. Here goes the train. I'm going to St. George. Yeah, this side.
Line 1, for Finch.
Yes. So, so if not, I just take another ride. It's the day to just to chill. So here comes my train, and yeah, here comes my train as I end the live. And thank you, everyone, for showing up and for being here with me. I'll probably take you in on the train as well, so that you just have a inside
Line
peek
1, for Fawn.
of the train, and as I head out
Please stand clear to
of
door.
the city. So have a good one, everyone. Thank you.